Yo, today we are changing a starter motor on a 2015 Honda Fit. Okay, I'll try to start off by showing you guys the issue that's going on here. This is my fiance's car, and it gives her problems when cranking. So let's try to replicate the issue. You know, I'm gonna take this cover off. Hopefully it doesn't stop the video. Cool. Got my phone cover off. Try not to drop my phone. I'm gonna shut up so you can try to hear this. Got my foot on the brake pedal and I'm going to press the start. You hear that? The starter just whined and the car didn't start. So I'm gonna press the button again. The car whined, the car didn't start. I'm gonna press the button again. Car started. So this is happening more and more frequently.
And I gotta buy a little bit of love.
Turn this radio off. This is happening more and more frequently, okay? So I'm changing the starter motor. Cool? So I showed you what the issue is, turning the car off. Don't want that engine to be hot. Popping the hood, here's the hood release. And some of you might not know how to tell what year your car is. So I'm gonna show you something under the hood that's required by law. If you look here, you got something that's called a vehicle emission control label. And if you look right where my finger is, you see that? 2015 model year. So it's required by, I believe it's federal law, that every car has to have an emission label under the hood that tells you what year the car is. Okay. Another way to tell is by the VIN number. It's the 10th digit of the VIN. That gets a little tricky. I'm not going to get into all of that. So our starter motor is behind this thing. Okay. It's right up in there. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this hose out of the way. Boom. There's a screw right here. I'm gonna take this screw out and get this plastic thing able to move a bit. We're gonna take the B positive off of the top, and there's one bolt on the top of the motor, the starter motor, that we're gonna get out. And then there's a bolt underneath. Okay. So we're actually going to get both bolts from underneath. I think it's easier. Okay, so you got to raise and support the vehicle. All right, cool. So where do you raise and support the vehicle? First, you get yourself a good jack. This is a 2,500 pound jack for this little bitty car, or 2.5, or whatever you call it, 2.5 ton jack, something like that, and a 3-ton jack stand. Overkill for this car, but I don't like screwing around. So let's look underneath the car. You see here we got what's called a pinch weld. This is one way to support the car. Now, as time goes on, if you're in a state like Illinois, you get snow and they salt the ground, these pinch welds will rust out. So you can also support the car by the frame. We're gonna be right up underneath the middle of the car. So I want to make sure I got enough space. So I am not going to get it by the frame. I'm going to get it by right here. I'm also going to put a jack stand underneath somewhere as my fail safe. So just in case the jack fails, it'll land on the jack stand and not on my big fat head. All right, I got a ghetto wheel here, bear with me. So I'm gonna do this video all in one shot and I'm gonna go back and edit it. 1 second. Time to time, I'm gonna sit my phone down If I don't go back and edit everything out, you gotta forgive me. Ain't nobody got time for that. Alright. So what you're gonna see is I'm gonna jack the car up right at the pinch weld, and I'm gonna get it good and high. You see that? My jack's gonna go up right underneath this pinch weld and grab that. Let's see if I can get that on camera. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. All right. And we're jacking. And we're jacking. As you're jacking, you might hear some clunks and some clicks. And just jack the car up. Okay. Not rocket science. You got to get it good and high. Now, see, I got my back tire off the ground and all kind of other stuff. I ain't worried about it. I'm putting this underneath. If it falls, it's gonna fall on the jack stand, not on my big fat head. Cool? All right. Now let's take our first peek underneath. Let's see if we can see the starter. Bam, there it is. Right in your big fat face. Honda remanufactured starter motor. Great. So you can see there's one bolt. We're gonna get that out. Easy peasy. There's a plug on the side. Taking my glasses off. There's a plug on the side. See that plug on the side? I'm gonna touch it. See that plug? We gotta unplug that thug. Matter of fact, I'll do that now since I'm right here. It's easier to do stuff with two hands sometimes. All right. And I got another bolt on top. Where that top bolt at? Looking for Mr. Top. Mr. Top. Mr. Sloppy Toppy. Where you at, top bolt? Is it on this side? Nope. That is the back of the bolt there. The back of the... Where's the starter on here? There the motor is. That is the top. I could probably circle it with my handy dandy editing tool. That's the back of the bolt. So the other side will hold the top of the bolt. See if I can give it a good old fashioned reach around. Set a bolt. What is this? That's something. That might be it. That's a big old bolt. I think that's probably it. All right. So, anyway, get my tools out. Going to work. Got my tools out. Let's look at the. I got a starter motor in this car. There's the starter motor. And this is remanufactured as well. All right, let's see what it looks like. Bang, bang, bang. All right, here's the starter motor. And what I was telling y'all is, when I demonstrated at the beginning of the vehicle, there's a solenoid here. This kicks out. I could probably pull it with my bare hand. Oh, you see that? See how when I twist it, how this pops out? So this pops out and spins to start the car. There used to be two mechanisms, one to make this pop out and one to make it spin. It looks like this is doing it all in one motion. Okay, So what's happening to the car is, it's like this is, I don't know, this is like whining. Something isn't spinning. There's a disconnect somewhere. So here's our connector. I'm gonna leave this protector on. I'll take it off. I just gotta be careful I don't break it. Okay, this is B positive, which is on the top. So in our car right now, this motor back there is sitting like this here. This is how it's sitting in the car right now. We got this one on top. That's this right here. See that boot? It's covering that. We got the plug. You can't see the plug because there's plastics in the way. You can see it from the bottom though. And then you got a bolt hole right here. That bolt hole is back there, but the front of the bolt is way up here somewhere. Let's see if I get a finger on it. I can. I got an eyeball on it too. You can see the tip of my finger? I think the tip of my finger's touching that bolt. Okay? But we're gonna get that from the bottom. All right. Now that the show has started, I'm gonna get this off here. That looks like a 10 milli, 10 milli, 10 milli, 10 milli, 10 milli. Yeah, forgive my neighbors. Don't mind them. They don't mean no harm. Your neighbor. All right, I'm fixing to take this bolt off. I got a 10 milli on my swivel head. I'm using this swivel head for everything, hopefully. Ooh, I want to show y'all something. Y'all want to see a secret? I'm going to show y'all something. Let me loosen this first. I'm going to give you some bonus footage. Got that loosened up. Then I'm going to take this. I'm going to drop the phone. Take my socket off. Put it over the bolt with my hand. And righty tighty, lefty loosey. I'm just twisting it off. Bang, bang, one bolt off. See her? And if you didn't know it, your car comes with a tool holder up here. Just make sure you don't forget it. Drive down the road, you can never see that joker again. So this is moving a little bit. That's cool. This is in my way some. I'm gonna get this up out my way. I would unplug it, but I think it's moved enough. Am I happy with this space? What's holding it here? Is there a bolt under there? What else is holding you? I think that's just holding on to that wire harness. So let's expose B positive. See? B positive, that boot there. I need to expose that. To expose that, and reach my big old hand in here. Pull up on that boot. Man, I might end up having to get that hose out the way. All right. B positive is exposed. You see her? You see her? B positive. Why is it called B positive? Because it's the battery positive. That's where that goes. And that wire that's hooked to there actually connects directly to the battery. I'm out. I gotta take the battery post off. You always want to take the negative battery post off first. Please forgive me. I should have did that earlier. But, you know, better late than never. Because what will happen if I don't take this off? If I don't take this off, then when that battery B positive touches the frame, it'll spark. And you'll find out real quick that I should have disconnected the negative battery. Whoops. It'll scare you, make you clench up a bit. But, you know, as long as you stop it from sparking pretty fast, the world won't end. Here's my 10. This is my long one. Righty tighty, lefty loosey. Whenever you tighten this battery positive, man, let me tell you, snug is good. Okay? So we're gonna get this off and out of the way. Okay? Cool. Battery's old, they'll need changing soon. You're supposed to change your battery every 2 years, 2 to 3 years. This is a 2015, that looks like the original battery. Okay? This is a 13 millimeter. What I did, I put my 13 on, I got my swivel head, and I got her on there. Boom. You see? And I break her free and ratchet it a little bit and take the rest off by hand. And this is gonna be drop worthy. So once you get it started, you just use the tip of your finger and spin it on and off to the left. Righty tighty, lefty loosey. And when I say left, I mean the top of the actual nut will turn to the left. Your left. Alright, now I got about 2 fingers. See that move? And I'm gonna put her in my tool holder. Part holder. All right, bolt is off. You want to get this cord off as well. You don't want to damage this cord. You'll be replacing it going all the way up to this battery terminal. So to get her off, probably grab it and pull up. I'm doing the same scissor with my finger. I'm gonna pinch her and pull her up. Pinched her, pulled her up, no problem. Came right off. All right, tuck that up and over. Now, if that was still, that battery negative was connected, that would be sparking right now. It's up against the engine block, which is a ground. Okay. Now I'm gonna go to the bottom and start getting her off. I'm getting her off. Giggity. Something tells me underneath I got a 17, 16, 17. All right, still on Lucy. I wanna loosen it on up. Righty tighty, lefty loosey. Oh, it's on there. I might have to get my breaker bar. So you never want to, this is a 3/8 ratchet, right? And it's a snap-on, it's expensive. What you don't want to do is put too much force on your 3/8. If it's hard as heck to turn and you're strong as a gorilla like I am, you have the ability to break your ratchet. So we don't want to break the ratchet, right? So we give her a nice, good, firm, make sure it's seated on there right. If that socket ain't seated on there right, that'll strip, okay? Make sure your socket's seated on there right, and you give her a good push. And if it don't work, you go to 1/2 inch. You can see it bending. You see that bending? No, we're going to 1/2 inch, because I ain't breaking my ratchet. All right. All right, let's get to 17. Hopefully I got enough room, because that's a big mother. My ratchet is anyway. All right, let's make sure I'm flush. Looking at it, looks pretty flush. 17 ain't bumping into too much. All right, push. You gotta be careful, don't bust your knuckle up against all of this stuff. It is possible. Okay, I want to push with my palm down and my hand open so I don't really bump into anything. And the one, and the two, and the push it. Oh, that mother's on there. All right, cool. Let's get the breaker bar. I got a breaker bar. Yeah, you're gonna need a breaker bar for that one. Why? Because it's exposed to all the salt. Don't worry. Let's prepare Mr. Breaker Bar. And for that surprise, or that inside information secret I was telling you guys about, I called her my fiance because chicka wow wow, chicka wow. Make sure she ain't coming to look at. See that? Look at this. I gotta hurry up. Somebody come out. Look at this. Chicka wow wow. Alright, put it away. Don't tell anybody. Put in the comments if you think she's gonna say yes or no. But before you put it in the comments, I want you guys to see something that's really important. I want you guys to see how pretty I am. Oh. In the car I drive. She's gonna say yeah. Alright. What did I even go in the car for? Oh, a breaker bar. Okay. Going under. Well, let's just take this off of here. Put this on here. So the breaker bar is very persuasive because this doesn't rotate at all. It's one solid piece. It doesn't ratchet, I mean. And you just grab her by the handle and gives you maximum leverage to break that boy free. If you don't got a breaker bar, you can put a pipe on the end of your ratchet. If you don't have a pipe, you can get some vice grips and grab the back end. I'll show you. I got my grips here. I'm gonna grab it by the back to make it light. I didn't have a breaker bar, and all I had was a ratchet. Same concept. You get me? Just be careful it don't break off and bust you in the face. All right. Push. Oh yeah, broke free. Did you see it? There, pull it. Break it one more time just so you know it's real. See that? Oh yeah. The 3/8 ratchet is more sensitive than your 1/2 inch. So once you get her going, use your 3" to ratchet her up. I mean your 3/8 inch. I got my 3/8 back on, and you can see this is why this is my favorite ratchet. The Craftsman 1/2 inch wasn't even ratchet. This guy, ratchets look mean. I think I still got a snap-on 1/2 inch, but it's seen better days. It's surprising. It surprises you and lets loose sometimes. Bust your knuckle. Alright, I'm gonna sit the phone down and finish ratcheting this. Maybe you can see, maybe you can't. And crap. taking a while. After you get her so far, you can twist her by hand. This is ready to pull out just about, but you can, once you get it free so far, you can twist her by hand. Yep, she's free. All right, see how long she is? This is how much thread you got to get out. Don't be shy, ratchet away. Okay. I gotta get this guy off. It should be a little clamp on the front. I gotta wrestle my hand in there. I can feel it. I popped it free. I just gotta pull it. So what you're gonna do first to get this guy off, you're gonna push down on the top part right here. Can you see my hand? See my hand? Right here is a little release. You gotta squeeze that with your thumb. You're gonna squeeze it. You're gonna hear it. So right now I got my left hand. I'm laying like I'm swimming on my back underneath the car, right? And with my right thumb, I'm gonna push down here. This is connected. You squeeze it there, you'll hear it. And after you hear that pop, you grab it by the sides and you pull it straight back. It'll come out. Don't grab it by the wire. You're gonna put yourself in a world of hurt. Okay? So I got this guy off. Now I gotta get the top bolt, and I can see him from here. I don't know what size that is. Can you see him on the camera? Top bolt. Put my finger on it. I got my middle finger on it. Can you see my middle finger? That's the top bolt. We're gonna turn that sucker righty tighty, lefty loosey, and then the starter comes out. Feels like 13. All right, I'm setting the phone down. That feels like a 13. I think it's 14. Yep, it's 14. All right. 14. I may have to get this with a stub. Alright, y'all, so I'm gonna try to go in with a 14 and a stubby. See how that works. Stubby. Ooh. Look at where I am. From where I am. Man, this cooling hose in the way. Be nice to not have that in the way. See if I can get to her. I'll start her again. Alright, I got her on there flush. Let me get my other ratchet, my other wrench. Preferably one bigger in size. Get her around the top. And when I push up, this is maximum leverage that I can get on this bolt. I'm gonna push this up and hope to break it free. I heard something. I don't know if that was enough to get her going. Something's better than nothing. Let's see if I can turn her, push it with my hand. Once you break this bottom bolt free, or the top bolt I mean, you can now twist her by hand. Can you see the top bolt? Where's my pointer finger? There's my pointer finger. Now I'm gonna put my hands around her. There's 2 fingers. See that? I can twist her free. It comes right out. So you want to do this top bolt maybe last, so that the starter motor can move around freely. See how it's moving in its place? You want that to be able to happen so you can hand twist this guy out. Lefty loosey. And it's coming right on out. That first one's breaks a doozy. You got to get it broke from the top. You can get 2 more turns, 2 half a turns from the bottom, and then you do the rest by hand. Or you can keep going from top to bottom, getting half a turn in, which is fun. Hopefully, you can get her about by hand like I am now. All right. Got her out all the way. Here she is. Alright, and the starter motor should weasel right on out. Just shake her back and see she's all loose. I want you to see me pulling her out. Okay, it comes out easiest with my left hand. I want you to see it come out so you know it's possible. Grab it. See, it comes right out. It's not in there permanently, guys. Have some faith. Fight the good fight. It should come out. Alright, try not to drop it on your face. And try to be mindful of that connector, just because worst case scenario, you got the wrong motor or something, you don't want to be having a broke connector if you got to put this guy back in. So I'm going to put the phone down. Hopefully you can see me wrestling this out. You just got to wiggle it until it's got enough. So with one hand, I want to move this hose out the way. The other hand, I'm going to kind of twist and turn this guy until he comes on out. Careful not to puncture your cooling hose. All right, here she is. Now before we go putting her back in, let's make sure it's the same. little starter solenoid. Look at this. My right hand thumb, this comes right on up. See that? On its own. This guy, nothing. Spins freely this way. Cool. Cool. When I go up, the good one does this, the bad one don't. Okay, it was only a matter of time for it to fail completely. Okay, battery positive. You see we got a new nut. This one also has a lock nut on it. See that lock nut? I think I'll leave it on the bottom. Is it 2 of them? It is. So it's got one washer on the bottom, and it'll have another washer on the top with this bolt. Okay. What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna put the bolt on, just barely, so that that washer doesn't come off. Really, you know what? So I don't have to fight that later. I'm gonna take this washer off now. Just dump it upside down. Boom, washer comes off. Once I put it in, I'm gonna put the washer in. I'm gonna put the connector on. I'm gonna put the lock nut on. Then I'm gonna put the nut on. Cool? All right, let me get these out the way. So this is the problem I was fighting. This guy here, see the angle this groove is at? Well, it was turned like, no wait, it's turned, yeah, it was turned this way. So what I could have did, while this was off, I could have loosened that bolt up and turned this guy so that it matched. Or turn the new one so that it matched this one. So I fought that pretty good. Lesson learned. So we're gonna start with the actual starter motor. I hope you can see me. Right there. It's gonna go in like this. Okay. Move this out the way. Careful with that connector. One hand, I'm gonna push this out the way. Other hand, I'm gonna push this up against gravity. Careful not to damage your coolant hose. You're gonna put her in the hole. Watch out for dust in your eyes. Something like that there. And once it's in, you can give her some twists and turns as needed. What you want to do is do your best to line up that top and bottom hole. Now, if you really want to be smart, you can take your bottom one. It'll work if I just get it started. See, when I turn this right, it should thread in. If it's not threading in, it ain't lined up. If it ain't lined up, you just gotta move this a little. Try to thread her. Righty tighty. And try to pull it back. When it don't come back, you know it's going in. When you know it's going in, don't worry about it. Just leave it there. All right, don't tighten it up anymore. We gotta get the top one in, because this is the fun one. This has gotta go up and around and in. You can see that. All right, you can barely see it, but you can see it, okay? I'm in the hole. You wanna find that tip in that hole first. Once you're in the hole, get her in the hole. Then you want to turn her righty-tighty. Nice and slow, no rush, okay? Give it a couple turns and slowly try to pull it back. If it pulls back, you know you're not in the hole. If you're not in the hole, you gotta give your starter a little twist. Try her again, righty-tighty. You can feel it when it's screwing in, like mine is now. Then you try to pull it back, it won't pull back. You know it's in the hole. And you just got it righty-tighty all the way in. So yeah, I got her by the head here. You can't see the head, can't see the head. There's my middle finger. Middle finger's there. Got her by the head and I'm righty-tighty. All the way in. Okay. Now that's what I'm gonna do until it's all the way in. And I'm gonna tighten it with my 14mm wrench. So while you're doing this righty-tighty, you don't gotta squeeze the bolt like the Hulk. Just, you know, touch it enough so that it spins. Try to use the least amount of hands in your muscle as possible so that way, you know, you don't grow old and have arthritis or something. You'll know when she's in because she'll stop turning. Alright, that's in pretty good. So I'm gonna wiggle that a bit more. Alright, hand tighten the bottom. Again, using the least amount of hand strength as possible. This one I can use the ratchet on if I wanted to. I want to get my ratchet because this one's being a bit stubborn. Okay. Where's me ratchet? Okay. Ratchet 17. Going back on. That's the 14. Go on all the way with this 3/8. Because I don't need to put it on like a Loctite. I just need it to be so good and snug. Yo.
You gotta fix a water pump.
A water pump?
Uh-huh.
What kind of car is it?
I got a 2014 Chevy Malibu.
14 Malibu?
I already got the water pump.
You sure it's the water pump?
Yeah, it's the water because my car is one that I can't drive it too fast. It'll overheat on me.
Did you change the thermostat?
The thermostat, no, I didn't change the thermostat.
Is the car leaking?
Yeah, it's leaking.
All right. What a car at?
At my house. This is my mama's car.
All right, maybe you give me your phone number, right? And then I'll look at it because I got to look at it first because it could be anything from the thermostat. It could be the The radiator could be leaking. It could be one of the hoses. It could be the water pump, like you're saying. It could be a head gasket. So any of them things can make it overheat.
I just passed my head gasket.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How long ago you do that?
Like 2-3 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. It could be that again. You never know.
Okay.
You know? But I take a look at it. All right. If I was rudely interrupted, I wasn't rudely. It was nice. But here go the. I'm finishing ratcheting this down. La da 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 da. La da 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 da. La da da da. La da da da. La da da da. If you got power tools, use your power tools and taking stuff off if you want to. Sensitive stuff like this, you might be better off not using power tools at all. Never use your power tools to put something on unless you're talking about lug nuts. Okay? Helpful tip. It's a dog. It's a nice dog.
Thank you. He is.
You think?
No, he is.
He's a nice dog?
He thinks everybody's out here to pet him. That's all it is.
Hey, Poopy. Hey, Poopy. Hey, Poopy. Hey, Poopy. He's a good doggy. Good doggy. Okay, that's enough. Good doggy.
Come on. No, stop playing with the tools. Are you ready now? Come on.
Give him some petties. I love the doggies. Alright. Oh, that's good for ratings. Yes, I am a dog lover. I kiss dogs as well. That dog is a little thirsty. I'd jump around with him if I was standing up, but he might think it's time to have some sex with me. I'm laying down. I let a dog in, but not enough to freak on him. Don't freak on me. Hey, take your time, man. Get the thing ratcheted in, you know? Enjoy it. Think about how much time you spend fighting stuff and trying to get this right and that right. Well, when you're ratcheting it and it's going in, you're doing the job. Take your time and enjoy it. This is the bread and butter. When it's going in, hey, look, hopefully you don't got to take that bolt out for another 4 or 5 years, several years, maybe ever. You know, sometimes the starter lasts the life of the car. And if you're jumping in and out of the car all the time, starting it all the time, maybe less. Me personally, if I can leave my car idling, I leave it idling. I know I'm about to just get back in it and be moving around again in a few minutes. I just let it idle and burn the gas, because I'd rather do that than start it a million times and have to replace the starter 4 or 5 times during the life of the car. You dig. When I'm at the gas pump, I leave my car running, because I've been doing that since 2010. It's now 2024. I ain't started a fire yet. I ain't blew up a gas pump yet. None of that. And what happens is, when you putting gas in your car, you want the fuel to be circulating. Because what happens is you get debris in your tank in your fuel tank, just because, you know, fuel has debris in it sometimes. And that debris settles at the bottom of your fuel tank. And what you want your car to do is to burn that debris, suck it into the filter, let the fuel filter catch it. You know, work like that. But if you turn your car off and the debris settles every time you pump your gas, that debris will never get circulated. You'll end up with excessive debris on the bottom of your tank. What about go? Snug is good. There's a rating for how many foot-pounds of torque, but once it's on, it's on. Don't overcrank it. All right, now we gotta go to the top, which is the 14. Let's see if I can get her by hand anymore. My hand ain't going at all. All right, y'all. So this top bolt, you gotta get this guy. You gotta get this guy by hand. My middle finger is, you gotta get that in all the way by hand. Okay, and then after you get it in all the way by hand, the face of this bolt, which I should have showed you when it was out, is gonna be flush up against the body of the starter. And you only gonna get about 1.5 to 2 turns in, okay? And that's all the way in. It'll be good and tight. That's 14 millimeter. The only turns I was able to get in was with my open end wrench. All right, we're gonna put this guy back on, electrical connector. Should pop right on. Should slide right in. Hear a little click, it's in there. Now we gotta go to the top and get B positive in. After that, we're done. All right, going to the top. And we know that B positive is a 12 millimeter. So before we get the connector on, we want to drop that one washer in. Let's make sure we got that boot all the way up out our way. There's our B positive right there. Okay, you're only gonna be able to see so much. I'm gonna get this. All right, got my washer in. See the washer on top? Next, I want to get my connector in. So if I pull back this boot, it'll expose the connector, which is right there. You see her? That's the connector. You want to put her over the B positive. And the B stands for battery. Got the bolt on. I got to tighten it up. Got to seat it on there. Now I got to hold it and ratchet it. It's on enough where it's ratcheting. Now with this B positive, you don't crank down on this. Snug is good. This will mess the whole job up. You over tighten this, it'll pull it right out of this electrical connection it's making. If you got a lock nut on there, whatever, I don't care. No reason to over tighten it. Snug is good. Once you gotta force it a little bit, and that's enough. Okay, take it by hand. If it ain't no way you can unscrew that by hand, try to move the wire around a bit. The cord, if it ain't moving, that's good enough, bro. Leave it. I'm telling you. Get the boot back over there just in case something touches it. As I was fighting this thing, I unplugged some stuff to give myself some extra room. There's 2 plugs here. Okay. You may not have to unplug these, but if you had to, make sure you plug them back in. If you don't, you can get engine light. Unplug. Two plug. Unplug this as well. So I was fighting that be positive groove thing. So I had to take this out. Okay. All that's in. And. 10 millimeter here. Put this in. Looks like I'm gonna need both hands. Snag is good, not a critical part. Technically the car could survive without it, but you know, at this point in life, I try to put stuff back. Okay. Now it's time to put battery positive back on, or battery negative back on. It's mosquito time, so I'm trying to get out here with some Dixie. So I get this on. Screw it by hands, tighten it, go. Tight, so looks good. Starter. Now, I don't know if you believe in God or not, but when we get to this part, you're going to want to have some kind of faith, because you don't want to go this far and have done all of this for a negative result. Just one more time, make sure everybody's in. Look underneath. Underneath, 17's in, plug is in, top board is in. All right, starter. Put on the brake. Voila, she starts. Glory to God in Christ Jesus. Let's turn her off. Turn her on again. She starts. Turn her off. Turn her on again. She starts. Mission accomplished. All right, let's take her down off the jacks. This is a core. Don't throw this away. Take it back to the store. Get your core back. $40. Remove the jack stand. Sorry, left it loose here. And one more time for good measure. Turn her off. Turn her on again. Music. All right, guys, it's been real. Have fun. Say your prayers. You're gonna need them. Peace.